What is up, everybody? Welcome to Funkatopia. WTF? Do I not have a? I do have a mug. It's over here. It's got pens in it. You know, we still sell these mugs. Funkatopia.com/shop. I hope everybody is doing well. I am your host, Mr. Christopher. Obviously, Michael Bland's going to be here in just a minute. Don't worry, we're all good. Tonight, we're going to have a good time with the mighty Michael Bland and also Tommy Barbarella right here, all in one spot. I hope you guys are ready. It's going to be a fun evening. I'll just go ahead and bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Michael Bland.
One and only, yes, one. That's why sometimes I can't be everywhere I need to be.
No, I understand.
I'm so sorry, man.
No, it's perfectly fine, man. Trust me. I'm all good, and we're just glad to see your face.
Let's get it on, man. Yeah. Bring on my brother, man. It is feeling this weekend. Come on, man, bring it.
It is the 8 o'clock hour, which means
where's he at?
It's time for the show. Our guest tonight is no stranger to the Purple Party people all over the world. He has shared the stage with many legends, including the Steels, Prince, Johnny Lang, Miley Cyrus, and others.
Good
He is a celebrated and sought-after keyboardist. And well,
my Lord,
it's only fitting that we kind of introduce him. Well, there's only one person that really should be able to introduce him. Let's do it.
Tommy Barbarella in the house.
And then, watch out! We get
never gets
professional
old,
up in
right?
here. Yeah, we're getting professional. That's all right, man.
Oh man, how are you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Good. And we didn't get an opportunity to test out sound and audio and all this stuff, but I'm glad everything's working out right outside the gate. And I'm gonna look at him. Henry says, "Look at him.
Look at that Barbarella. Look at that boy.
Yeah, man. You know what? We should make him big and us small. I mean, we should.
Right. He's much better looking.
Yeah, he's definitely much better looking. Yeah, of course. Man, let me tell you, it definitely is an honor to have you here, man. And there was tons of audience questions that were kind of filtering in over the past couple of days. I was going to kind of lump them all together, but I'm just going to kind of sprinkle them out through the night so we have some semblance of order here. So I guess let's start at the beginning here, because some people have listened to your previous interviews and some people haven't, but kind of explain, I guess you grew up in St. Paul. How did you get involved in music? What was your first instrument? That type of stuff.
All the way back to the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna just stay here just for a little bit, just a little bit.
All right. Yeah. So I grew up in St. Paul. Big Catholic family. We all had to take 2 years of piano lessons, as was the norm. My siblings were all older. I was much younger, and everyone did their 2 years. I did my 2 years, and I just kept going, and drove my dad crazy. He was trying to watch Mannix in the other room, Hawaii 5-0.
Yep.
And I just kept practicing.
Quincy.
Where I lived, it was like it was a city, but we were kind of out on the outskirts. There wasn't much around. And there were too many hills to ride my bike up and down to get to the shopping center or anything like that, So, but I practiced a lot, I was practicing like 10 hours a day up by the time I got to high school,
Everybody's telling me to make you big. I said, no, make him big again. I was like, all right.
Yeah, he's all right.
All right,
I feel the same size. I don't know. I actually feel smaller.
We'll make it big. All right, Audrey, you made him the same.
Yeah, all right.
Now, your parents weren't really very supportive on the music front, were they? Or
no, they said that's a nice hobby, son. You'll never make a living at it. And what I tell young people, it was like that was the best advice I got, because it forced me to do everything on my own, Sure, I wanted to go to Berkeley School of Music, or North Texas State, that's where everyone was going back then. If you wanted a career in music, but they're like, yeah, we're not paying for that. So
we're paying for a good, decent
own.
vocation.
Yeah, so I did it on my own, and I did eventually get my degree, but not until I was rehearsing with Prince by this time. But I struggled through college because I was gigging every night and having the time of my life. And but yeah, I did it on my own, and I'm proud of that. And yeah, it's a little different path than a lot. A lot of musicians grow up in a musical family, something, and that wasn't really my story. So
none of your other siblings, no other siblings decided to they just did it because mom and dad said so, and then they let it go. Huh?
Yeah, my brother played guitar a little bit. He was kind of the hippie generation.
Okay.
So when I was really little, he was playing guitar and he let me play drums with him, and that's like my only memory of that kind of thing. But it was cool, but I was like 4 or 5,
Yeah, I got you.
So
I got you, yeah.
So if I remember correctly, your degree is in journalism?
I got a degree in journalism, yeah.
So what's with the smirk?
Well, yeah, because I mean, what was the career thought for your future if music didn't work out and your parents were right? They were glad that they weren't, but I mean, was it going to be your newspaper, magazines? What was your plan?
Yeah, I was going to write for Rolling Stone if I had to.
Cameron Crowe stole your life story, huh?
Right. No, by that time it was the easiest path out. It's like my grades weren't good enough to get into the School of Business. I was an English major for a while. I butted heads too much with the professors. It's very opinionated. And then, the journalism was kind of the easiest out. And I struggled to the finish line, and the rest is history of nothing but music. So,
did Prince ever take advantage of your journalistic, or did he?
No, but the day I got my diploma, or I was officially had my degree, I mentioned it at rehearsal, and he said, "Don't anybody talk to Tommy. He's going to write a book about us."
Oh, yeah, all right.
And I should have.
Well, there's still time, brother.
Yes. Everybody else is doing it, right?
I know, everyone's already done it.
Wow, that's great. So you get into music, and I've heard some various names of bands thrown around with your involvement. Was Z-Bop band one of the? Tell me something about some of the bands you were in.
That was
we can start with Z-Bop. Z-Bop was okay.
It was my first band, and it was amazing. So it was the summer after my freshman year in college. I was up in northern Minnesota at this college, and I came back home that summer, got in a band, Z-Bop, and they had the house gig at Felty's, which at the time was like the coolest club in town. It was like kind of upscale, very mixed crowd. It was so cool. The players were playing there at the time. It was Fred, Javita, Paul Peterson, David Island.
Yes,
or maybe it was Sean LaBelle.
Sean.
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam. Yes, man. God bless Bam Bam, man.
I mean, it was a scene, and all the musicians went there, and there was a jam session at a party every night. It was amazing. And we got the house gig there. We kind of traded off with another band for a while. But yeah, it was a heady time. It was like I was meeting those guys from the time, and I was 18 probably, 18, 19.
Yeah.
And we were in Minneapolis. It was the place to be. Summer of '85. It was amazing. And
wow, great year.
Yeah, it was
such a great year. It was the best.
85 was good.
85 was good. 85 was good. That the 80s were amazing. Yeah, for sure. It was just a good time.
Yeah, in fact, in that year especially, so many musicians were moving to Minneapolis to be here because of the Purple Rain. It was like they wanted to be in that city. It seemed like the place to be.
Yep, all them brothers in Chicago and St. Louis saw them Jerry curls, and
Yeah,
we got to go up there. They saw all them brothers just getting over up here. Wait, is that really what Minneapolis is like, man? We got to get up there. Tracy Blake, he came up there he's like, because of Jesse and all of them, He's like, man. Yeah.
It was a big scene.
Yeah,
and so how did you get involved? How did you get involved with the Steels?
I love it.
JD's my brother. So it was a couple years later, I think. So even before that, so I was in Z-Bop. I quit Z-Bop
You quit your own band?
I quit Z-Bop because I had this opportunity with this dude named John Jefferson, who was putting together this band. It was kind of like putting together a boy band kind of a thing. It was like, we're going to choose you and pick me up in a limousine at my dorm or whatever. It was like, it was crazy. And we went to a lawyer's office, and that's when I met Sonny. That was the first time I saw Sonny.
Yeah.
And he scared the shit out of me.
Yes.
Which is probably the story everyone says the first time they meet Sonny. And but that thing fell through it. It was nothing, but I had already dropped out of school. I got in some other bands. I ended up in a band out on Lake Minnetonka. I put together a house band. Still the days of house bands. 88 probably. And Geraldine Steele was singer in that band. And after that run that summer, she said, you should come play with my family's group. We need a keyboard player. So that's when I started playing with the Steels. And
wow.
Very shortly after that, Prince saw me playing with them at the Fine Line. And and then came MC Flash and etc.
Well, what kind of music were you playing in Z-Bop?
A lot of Al Jarreau, Jeffrey Osborne, Angela Bofield.
Okay. That sounds like a great. That sounds like a great set list.
That could roll right now.
Right. I mean, so how is this transition from that to the Steels? I mean, they were doing gospel music pretty much. I mean,
this was after Gospel of Colonus, and we were playing clubs. It was the Fine Line.
Yeah, I met you at the Fine Line. I think it was,
which was new at the time, but they were doing secular stuff. They were, it wasn't gospel, but
okay.
Also, you have to remember that. Sorry, that's the time of like the Winans and all of that. Like there was a contemporary gospel thing that was going kind of pop at that time, So they were right in step with all that.
But I remember playing like Johnny Gill and a lot of New Jack Swing stuff. They were doing the hits at the time.
Yeah, I mean,
if Fred would hit the "Put on your red dress."
Yep. And all the white women, all the middle-aged white women be swooning, crooning for Fred. Super Fred out there just wearing them out. Super Fred.
All right, so that brings us to our first. That brings us to our first listener question from Roseanne Vanessa Warren. I guess this is on Facebook. She said, you kind of started to answer it a little bit. How did he get the attention of Prince in the first place? Did Prince send out a bat signal, or was a rumor going around that he needed to tap Tommy?
Well, let's just say at this time I was dressing and presenting myself on stage in a way that would catch the attention of someone like Prince. I was full in my 80s makeup, clothes. I was working the stage thing, and smart. That's very smart. Well, I was just in it. When I saw Purple Rain, it was like, I want to be like that. I want to be cool like that. So I went there, and the fact that I could play didn't hurt. But yeah, I started hearing from people that Prince has his eye on you. He likes you. But then, nothing happened for a while. So I didn't think much of it.
I actually know what happened. Can I pick up the story from there?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Because at the time that MC Flash was being put together, Steve Cherawan was supposed to be the keyboard player.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what happened, but he found himself out of it and gone. And I remember Prince asking, he said, "What do you think about Tommy?" I said, "He's great. He plays great. He's from what I can tell, he can hang." And Prince said, "I could use his look too." And he walked out the room. I could use his look. Then he did that turn and he rolled out, man.
Wow. Tell me, did you know that part of the story?
I never heard that.
No, I see it in my mind's eye right now.
Wow, that's awesome.
Like, cool. Yeah.
So who was the keyboardist that you were talking about? That
Steve Cherawan was the keyboard player in Dr. Mambo's combo at the time. Great musician. Just a prodigious Hammond player. Just an incredible talent. All those dudes, Billy Franzi, Doug Nelson, the original combo, basically, Dr. Mambo's. And the other people that were going to be in the band were, Doug Nelson ended up being the bass player. Billy was there. I think Sonny came in to replace Jeff Bouchier. It was a weird thing, man. It's like all of a sudden Sonny was in the group. And Bouchier, I think, was like, man, I don't know about this. I think he was a little freaked out. He'll have to speak for himself, though. But okay. And I think Tommy was the last piece. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Prince had been coming down to bunkers, also looking around. He was watching the Steels with Tommy and Sonny, and he was watching the rest of us, Margaret and me and Billy, down at the combo. This is all happening like between 1987 and 1989, I think. Like, he got off the Love Sexy tour and came home and like basically fired the band.
Now, here's another thing that I'm curious about too, because I've listened to some of your previous interviews, and you always kind of felt like, before I go, let me preface it with this. Morris Hayes, he's a really good friend, and he's been on the show many times, but he's always said that he kind of felt like he had no idea why he was in the band. Like any day, like he was going to be called out, because he just never felt like he was good enough to be in the band. And I've kind of heard a little bit of like hesitation and reservation in your voice. Like you were questioning your abilities too. Do you really feel like you brought it, or that your look played a really good part to get you in the door? Or how did you feel as far as like, as your abilities compared to the other people in the band?
Well, we were rehearsing MC Flash. I don't even think it was the Mavis stuff yet. It was one of the first week of rehearsals that I was there. Probably I had just met Prince, and I don't know. It was really soon after that he asked us to stay after rehearsal and help him with a couple songs in the studio, and that was Diamonds and Pearls. So
that's right.
That's just, oh my God.
We recorded Diamonds and Pearls like right then and there.
Yeah,
Live for Love that night.
Live for Love. Sheila was hanging around. Yeah.
What was two takes? Live for Love or Diamonds and Pearls?
Diamonds and Pearls was two.
Diamonds and Pearls was two takes.
Yep.
You are hitting me. Oh my gosh. Wow. So what parts were you playing, like the majority of the keyboards parts, Tommy, on Diamonds and Pearls, or what parts did you have that, I guess, that stuck? Because you know how his recording process is. Yeah.
So that was the thing, he was just throwing us in there to see what we could do. It was like an audition kind of. And everything I did on that session ended up on the record. All the bell parts, we worked out the transition out of the bridge.
The truth is it was a co-write, but there ain't no co-writes in Prince's world. Right. Not for none of us, I'm glad for those who got, but we didn't get, not like we should have, but that's all right.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's fair enough. And from what I understand, from what you've mentioned too, and correct me if I'm wrong, was your first gig with Prince at Rock in Rio? Is that confirmed?
Kind of. I like to say that because it's a better story.
Well, what was the reality?
We played at Glam Slam, right? We did like, did we do like one show at Glam Slam before we went to Rio?
I don't think so, man.
Really?
Because we didn't have the horns yet on Rock in Rio.
No.
That was
I remember being in our prayer circle upstairs at Glam Slam before we went on, and we were doing the pre-show little prayer circle, and he said something to the effect of,
maybe you're right.
He's like looking around at us all, and he's like, Tommy is like, I don't even know Tommy yet. And we were about to go on stage for the first time. So that would have made more sense. It was a short, I think it was just a short set, probably where we did like.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right. And I remember Sonny beamed out for a minute, and he played, he played it well. I mean, everybody knows Sonny's a genius. So, and we all make mistakes. Sonny, we were on the gig, and I remember he did the "Do You Believe" on Purple Rain at the end, and to go back into 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, yeah, and Sonny hit that G, and I was like, oh man,
yeah,
whoa, that was crazy, man.
Well, it's amazing to me that as many gigs as you've played that you remember some of those intricate details. Like
I only remember the mistakes. That's what the problem is. I remember every time I messed up.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
That's
incredible.
What it means to be a perfectionist. You know, there's quite a bit of trauma we carry with ourselves.
Yeah, my trauma of Rock in Rio was that I don't remember much of anything, but I remember my sustain pedal wasn't plugged in, and I think it was sabotage, but that's another story. But yeah, we played Purple Rain. It's like ding, ding.
Yeah, right. You had to hit it. What? I gotta hold on to this. What the?
And
is this another one of those Prince sabotage stories that he would do those types of things to kind of see how you would react or how you would handle?
He didn't need to do anything. We had enough people around to just not pay attention.
I'll just say I was a new guy, and a lot of the crew was still from the old guard.
Oh yeah.
And there was a transition period before everyone was a happy family. I'll just say that.
You went through the same thing I went through, more or less, the year before.
Yeah, there's a little.
I went through that with Brad Marsh. Sheila was out, I was in, and Brad Marsh was giving me some kind of funky attitude, man. I'm like, hey, I mean, I don't know if it was he thought the gig should have been his, but I'm like, if Prince wanted you on the drums, you would have been on him way before now, brother. But I looked up, we were rehearsing on the sound stage. I looked up and Brad Marsh was throwing a bunch of chairs against the wall. Like while we were playing. I'm like, what is going on with this white dude? And I really think he thought he was supposed to have the job, man. And who was this fat kid from Southeast Minneapolis, rolling in here and just taking over? I really think he had some heat. People don't understand that, man. I mean, we were coming in replacing people, and not everybody wanted to see those people go. That's all. Yeah. I'm sorry, I won't interrupt again there.
No, I mean, when you talk about Prince's world, that is like it is extremely highly competitive. Everybody kind of wants to get in. And now, who was the drummer you were just talking about?
Oh, no, the drum tech. His name was Brad Marsh.
Brad Marsh. Now, Tommy, did you feel like was there somebody else sitting in the wings that was a similar situation? You kind of felt like you were sitting in for somebody, or?
No, but the guy, the tech that I inherited, who took care of my rig, had been working for Matt Fink.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he was kind of loyal to him, and I knew the way it went down was not cool. The way Prince handled it with Fink, and the way he found out that he was being replaced by me was not handled well, and he was not happy for quite a while. I know that, and I feel bad about it, but it's the way it went. It's the way it happened.
Yeah, I mean, none of us we've been cut. Other people been cut. I mean, this business, is this is a harsh business, man.
Yeah.
You're good until you're not, you know?
Right.
And this person, DJ Danny G at 727, you're not going to find him under musicians. But he did play tambourine or something on one of the songs on Around the World in a Day, I think. He was, Brad Marsh was, I think he went as far back as like Bobby being the drum tech for Prince.
Yeah, he was a drum tech, so we don't even.
Now look for drum tech, and you might find him, DJ Danny G.
Yes. And
Let me know what AI has to say about that.
And that actually brings up the next question that was Tarek Banton. He posted this on Twitter and Facebook. I guess he wanted to make sure. This is kind of like a little bunch of questions, but I'm going to edit this a little bit. We're going to talk about gear here for a second. What was your gear / rig early on? And the question was, did you inherit Fink's gear? So that's what one of the questions you had.
Yes, at the time I did. I stepped into that rig. Back then it was like so much new gear was coming out all the time. And Prince was always on the cutting edge of new gear. Like any big artist, they get sent the newest stuff because the company wants them to use it. But, the piano I was playing for, like when we would play Purple Rain initially, it was one of those samplers, like an Ensoniq.
I got you.
Yeah, it was
the ASR 10 or something like
whatever the Loon Garden patch came out of. Yeah, it was
that Loon Garden patch. Everything. I thought that was the D50. No, all right.
It's like a
you know better than me.
Sample. See, Morris is the gearhead much more than me.
Sure.
Morris loves gear. Morris is a great programmer.
Reads the manual from top to bottom before he even touches the thing.
I'm not that, and I'm savvy with it all, and I do more studio stuff now. But I never got into programming keyboards the way a lot of people do. I was more enjoyed the playing part of it than the programming part.
Yeah, well, and this kind of he has his other questions here were, how did you feel about the trigger sample era between 94 and 96? What are your thoughts on the
I have sample? It's a great question. And I in the scope of those years that we were the new power generation, when we started out, I was the one triggering a few samples, but it was all live triggering. When we played Daddy Pop,
you hit the loop.
That F. I played that F with my fourth finger and my left hand, and that was the loop of Daddy Pop.
On the break, loop, on the one. That thing.
No, it was the one that the rock steady loop that went all the way through.
Oh, were you playing that also? Oh man, that had to be a headache and a half, man. You're doing that all through the song.
Yeah, and I had a lock with you. That was like the first.
And I had to lock with you.
That was the first loop.
Yes.
And then it was like, it was a bunch of James Brown samples.
Yeah.
But it was like the left hand was like hitting all the samples, then I'd play all the other parts with my other hand.
Yeah.
But then later it became so sample heavy. Yeah. When I was playing the Purple Axe, I'd be out there just triggering samples. And my joke was, like, I was literally triggering samples of him, like of him playing guitar, of him playing bass. And I'd hit a bunch of them at the same time. And it was funky as hell because it was Prince playing guitar and bass, and it was a funky part.
Yeah.
But I wasn't playing anything. I was just triggering it. And he'd be like, yeah, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm digging it, man. That's hot. Is that you? Is that you doing that, Tommy? Yeah. Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, Prince. It was nasty when you recorded it too.
It was, but the fun part was I got to run around on stage with that thing. And
dude, you flew on national TV, bro. It's hands down.
But I'll tell you, by the end of that era, I was so over it. So I started playing with this band Greasy Meal towards the end of that era, just for fun on Sunday nights, and then it became a bigger thing. And when I started playing with Greasy Meal, I said, I just want to play organic keyboard parts. I don't want to play any samples. I don't want to trigger anything. I want to play piano, Rhodes, Worley, Hammond, clavinet. That's it. Yeah, or some synth stuff, but plain. And so Spicy T there would do all the triggering on his.
He's the bald dude on the far left.
Pads, because I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
and,
I got it.
Yeah, so it's a good question, and that's your answer.
Yeah, and speaking of Greasy Meal, there was a question people were asking about Greasy Meal and whatever happened. I'm make sure I get the right person that asked that question. That was from Diane Brockman. I said, whatever happened to Greasy Meal? You guys had an amazing original style. So I guess are they still doing anything? What happened to all these guys?
So Greasy Meal was a band for about 4 years, like 96 to 99, I think, 2000. And we did 2 records. We did records later too, but broke up. John Fields ended up, production was his thing. So he was getting busier as a producer, moved to LA. He was replaced for the live shows. It fractured like every band does. There was a lot of people in that band, obviously. It was put together as kind of a super group, Minneapolis super group at the time. And, half the band had families, half didn't. It got weird. But for that period of time, it was the most fun I ever had in my life. That was the top of the heap right there. That was just a fun, amazing time.
I think it's cool that Woody Harrelson's in that band too. Look at him in the middle there. It's pretty cool. He looks like Woody Harrelson. Looks like
talking about Ken Chastain.
It looks like a young Woody Harrelson in that.
That's Ken Chastain. Ken Chastain was the superstar drummer at my high school before I came. Ken Chastain he was graduated from South when I got in the band, and Denny Malmberg, the band director, Ken, there's a new sheriff in town. You need to come around. And so Ken started, he wasn't stalking me, but everywhere I looked, he was turning up. It's like we're best of friends now. I mean, we were always good friends, but it's Minneapolis has a rare sort of there's not a lot of competition in town. Like we're not really ill-mannered in that respect. Like everybody kind of plays with everybody else. You know what I mean? It's very community oriented, and a lot of towns are not like that. Musicians are usually very territorial and like, I play with this set. It's like they're gangs and what,
I will say we at a Greasy show once, we used to have openers, and Jim Anton invited Mint Condition to come down and do a set, and they had just got off the road, and they were in mid-season form, so to speak. They had the choreography and everything.
Oh boy!
And they were just killed it, and I was like, "Oh shit, we got to come on after that." And I was pissed off because Prince was of the mode of the opposite mode where the band is the gang and they're the enemy. You want to scare the other guys, and so I just remember that night I was just like, "Dang, why did Jim have them play? I can't go on after that."
I got you, man.
That's tough. That's tough.
No, so Mitt worked hard. They worked hard in rehearsal, man. Like Stokely they'd run the set and Stokely would do the choreography. He wouldn't sing. And then they'd run the set and he'd sing and he wouldn't do the choreography. And then he'd do both. It's like they just I was in Mint Condition for a short minute in 1988 or 87 until I joined Prince's band, actually. So I those dudes, they worked all the time. They just worked hard.
We'll go a little out of order because I see Come On has asked a question here that he actually posted online, and I kind of got it ready. But the question was, what's the story on the prank phone call at the end of the ethereal mix of Cream, the Cream Maxi signal, and single. And if you don't remember the prank phone call, or for the people that aren't familiar with it, this is what it sounded like.
Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, have you heard the new single Cream? I love it. I think it's great. I like the song. It's me. Okay. I hear that your brother is in his band. Who is this? Okay. He's been having a little trouble, and hello. Okay, we gotta go now. Have a nice night, okay? Who is that? Goodbye.
All right. So what is, I don't know which one of you wants to tell. Tommy, I'll give it to you since you're our special guest.
Yeah.
What was the story on that prank phone call?
Well, there were a bunch of them. The funnier one is the Morris Wilson one.
Yes.
But that was Kirk. He was calling it.
Well, Lordy.
That's Kirk right there. What's up, Kirky? What's up, Kirky James in the house? What's up?
I don't remember who he called, but we were all in the studio. And we're like these prank calls, the whole band was just sitting in the studio while these were going on. So
what's up, Kirk? Kirk's sitting here in the chat room. He says, "Oh Lord." Hey, what's going on, Kirk?
Hey, man. Thanks for joining.
So who was it that you were calling? What was the whole story there with the?
You know what? They were random numbers. People were shouting out numbers. That's how we ended up with Morris Wilson. Sonny went 763. like he to try this number. The one where the guy's going like, "Oh yes, Prince. It's all the same. It's sex, drugs, and limousine music. Children grow up battered and despondent." That dude. And we were like, "Who was that?" And Sonny said, "That was Morris Wilson, man." And we were like, "Oh man, you mean the dude who's always saying, 'Hey Prince, that new single is hot, man.' Woo! This guy was he's smacking himself and Prince, that was really hot, man. I really like that new single." Oh man. And then it turns out we hear, he's saying all over the system in the studio. He said, "No, I never liked Prince. I never liked anything he's ever done." Kirk says, "And why not?" And he goes into this whole diatribe of, because the message is the same: sex, drugs, and limousine music. It's bad for the community. Children grow up despondent, battered, unwanted. And then Kirk hits him with the, "Oh, that sounds like you had a personal problem there, brother." Man.
Yeah, I remember that prank phone call. I've heard that recording. That one's hilarious. Those are great.
Yeah, we were like, who was that?
Yeah, and Morris Wilson wasn't too happy about it either afterwards.
Probably not. He probably tried to sue.
He did.
And he got probably laughed out of his lawyer's office. "No, man, that's hilarious, brother." "No, they made you famous."
So can you tell me the story of the time that you went to pick up your check and it was only half of a check? What's the story? What's the story on? This is a story that I heard at Celebration. Who told it? Was it Tony? Was it Tony that told it? Was it Tony? No, it was Morris. Morris Hayes told some story about you went to go get a check and it was only half the check, and you were kind of asking why it was half of what you expected or something.
Yeah, that story got twisted a bit. It wasn't me, but I feel like I've heard that story so many times. It's kind of folklore. I thought Sonny's check came a little light a few times.
That might be.
We were all threatened by it all the time, constantly. You screw up, your check's going to be a little light. Mine never was, and I didn't think anyone ever. I didn't think he ever did it.
Me neither. And he threatened me also. Yes,
but I know Sonny.
Well, the story he told the story
they had a different relationship, though. You know,
obviously it's there. This is being debunked right here live on Funkatopia. There's no. This is what we do. But that you asked why it was only half, and Prince had said something like you were only playing with one hand, so that's the reason why the check. That's the reason why you're checking.
I'll pay you the rest of the money when you involve the other hand. Amen.
That's right.
It's a good story. I might start using it just because it's funny.
So the next question is from Leslie L. White. I guess it's on Facebook for Tommy. You heard that Sexy MF was recorded in one take. What other songs, if any, do you remember being recorded in one take? I know we were talking about Diamonds and Pearls in 2 takes.
I can already tell you that Sexy MF was not one take.
It was 2 or 3.
It was 2 or 3 because I was trying to figure that beat out and the breaks, and like there was a little communication turbulence between me and Prince, I think, during that session, a little bit. And it was just like he was banging the beat out on the piano, and it's kind of backwards. Like I had to acclimate, so I know I was messing up.
You know, it's like I don't remember any of that stuff. Michael's got a much better memory than me. I was, for me, we worked so fast. Everything was within a couple takes, usually 2 or 3 takes. I remember doing like Carmen Electra's record in 1 or 2 days, like the whole record, but we didn't know what it was. We didn't know it was for her, or it was just tracks.
And then half of that ended up on Tevin Campbell's record.
Yeah.
What ended up on Tevin's record that was supposed to be on Carmen's?
The Shush Break It Down.
Oh, okay.
For sure was on that record. Maybe not half, but I'm trying to think anything else from that particular. It was a particular session we did in Studio C where we cut like Just a Little Lovin'. We cut Shush Break It Down.
What was the one I played Shaker on?
I can't remember.
It was in C.
Well, let me go ahead and take down this post then. How Michael remembers things is crazy. and then right above it, he's going, I can't remember.
You jinxed me. Curses. Miho Takayama, you've done it again.
Miho just jinxed him.
Darn it. Curses.
All right, let's see if you guys have any what your memories are of some of these photos, some of these photo shoots. Specifically, let's start with this one here. Let's talk about these photos.
Right, okay. Great. Romulans. Every one of us. Should have been on Star Trek.
What do you guys remember of this photo shoot? I mean, what sticks out? This is kind of everybody's kind of got their own little fashion thing going on over here. Did you get to go in and say, yeah, I want to wear that, or I want to wear this? Or was all this stuff pretty much just picked out for you and that's what's happening? Tommy,
by this time, it had gotten pretty far out there. I mean, earlier on, a few years before that, Diamonds and Pearls era, they were making us outfits, and the wardrobe department was staffed with 10, 12 people. We'd go in and look at our, they'd show us drawings of these outfits. It's like, do you like this one? Do you like this one? I'll get it. Yes, I like that one. And they're like, all right, we'll get it approved by the boss. And then they'd make it. And like that outfit I had, Prince always had the shoes to match the pants, like the exact same material was on the shoes. They did that for me too, for the first several outfits like that. The shoes matched the pants, like same. They painted them that color,
right?
But later, when it was the leaner band,
the rock and roll band, that
I just remember they just started bringing in some crazy stuff, and it was like more of a let's try this with this and this with that.
Yeah, that's right. It was a lot less choreographed. And they'd even take I actually pitched a couple ideas to Prince, and he was like, yeah, have him make it, man. Like the bullseye shirt that I was wearing in those last few years. I was like, why don't you just put a bullseye on my shirt?
Didn't Sonny have a shirt with his picture all over it? Like it was Sonny? Like,
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We got into silk screening. I had one where my face was on it and it said missing underneath. Yeah, they started to give us a lot more, expressive,
For all you folks that are asking questions in the chat room, I am starring them, so we will come back to a little bit of a Q&A session if the question hasn't already been answered. But since we're talking about MPG photos, I definitely I need to ask about this one here. And before I even, all right, for those listening on Spotify and iHeartRadio, and we're showing a photo. This is a photo of Tommy with the sexy crop top, with the Barbarella on the waistband of his pants. And do we have a zoom in on Tommy? Let's zoom in on Tommy here real quick.
I'll tell you what's funny is I know somebody either got in my inbox. Somebody called me a homo. Oh, I look in this shot. I can't remember who it was. I'm like, you like, you guys look like, yeah, you guys are dressed like a bunch of homos and you're something. I'm having a memory.
Who in the Prince world or that appreciated Prince's music would have ever said something so ridiculous? That's just insane. It's just, I mean, but Tommy, I gotta ask, you got to talk about your decisions here about about like, okay, I'm gonna go with the crop top. I'm gonna just talk about your decisions here.
Well, I had a flat stomach, so
yeah. Well, that's a good one
for me.
Yeah,
those are underwear, the Barbarella underwear. They made a bunch of underwear for me. They're like boxers.
Nice.
And if you remember, Maite and Prince were also wearing
similar, right.
And she had like the chain. But they also wore these underwear with the low ride pants or skirt in this case.
Right. Yeah, y'all are the front line, really. Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it was like this was a time when it was like I could get away with anything. It's like, oh, I play with Prince. I can dress as crazy as I want. And it's like,
that's right.
Why are you wearing that? It's like, well, I play with Prince. Like, oh, okay.
They get it. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, everything. It was anything goes. And it was like, if there's ever a time in your life where you want to like, I want to try doing this. I'm getting paid for it.
That's right. Now, didn't you say?
But I kept dressing like this in Greasy Meal shows too. You know.
Sorry. No, I was just going to say, didn't you say Lavender Magazine tried to interview you because they thought you were either gender fluid or they were like, well, look at how you dress. Like,
what's Lavender Magazine?
I don't remember that, but it's just so funny.
I thought they said, well, so as a queer person, Tommy Barbarella, do you prefer to? I'm not queer. What do you? I thought it was Lavender Magazine or somebody. Okay.
Oh, but it could have happened.
Like, I'm not gay. I'm not any of those things. I just like to dress up. It's called show business.
That is, it's such an amazing shot anyways, though. I mean, it's iconic. I mean, now, Michael, you caught a lot of, like you were just saying, you got caught flack for that photo. Tommy, did anybody ever dare to say anything to you regarding that photo, or?
Well, like I said, it was like I had carte blanche. You know, it was like it was expected of me. I mean, that's right. Those were the years where, like Prince, I didn't leave the house without makeup on and everything. Yeah, it's like the funny story is, I remember stopping at that gas station in Chanhassen after a late night video shoot or something, and I was wearing something like that, and I wore it home, I guess, because I'm putting gas in my car. And someone else is there. They're looking at me like, Ren Festival? I didn't know they were talking about it, but they thought I worked at the Renaissance Festival.
Well, it's out there out in Shakopee somewhere or wherever. Yeah.
So
oh my God.
No. But
yeah. You know, hey, listen, I was at Bunkers with the hat on. I was at rehearsal with Prince with the hat on until I left the hat thing alone. But yeah, you didn't step out of the house. if you're on MTV, you can't just walk out of the house looking any kind of way. You know, people expect to see it.
There are so many things I still carry with me. With the way I operate, like when I travel, I old school. It's like, people used to dress up to get on the plane. It's like I still have a touch of that, and even man. I'll dress a certain way for sound check at a gig, and someone will be like, "Oh, that's a nice outfit." I'm like, "This is the sound check outfit."
That's right. Wait till you see what I got in the back room.
I mean,
come on,
everyone now has seen that sound check of us at the Metrodome.
That's right.
Did you see that Prince sound check video? And it's like, and they were dressed, and it was like, it was expected. That's just like, folks gonna see you. You better be dressed.
Yeah, give them something to look at.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a lot of that stuff that has never died in my head. It's like I still carry that with me a little bit.
I think you kind of had that before, though, man. I mean, I think that because you used to tell me about Giovanni Ford and how he was already grooming you when you were in high school, like to dress like a gentleman.
Well, yeah, I was in awe of him because he was like a grown up.
Yeah,
and he was 17, and I'm like, who's this dude? He's like suave,
so dap.
Like,
yeah.
I think that's an important thing to denote, especially for anybody that's aspiring to be in the anything entertainment related, is that, and I unfortunately did not get this until much later, but being able to capitalize on that marketing and how you present yourself, even in the off hours when you are not on stage, is like incredibly important. Even with me, when I do the Funkatopia stuff and I come to the celebration, I don't like to go out unless I'm like,
that's right.
I'm looking the part, and it's just,
man. Yes.
Yeah. It's just, so it's just good that you were able to kind of understand that, so early, and it's obviously helped your career because it got the eye of Prince, and it's been phenomenal for you. But just know, if anybody out there is doing something in the entertainment industry, especially if you're a younger audience member watching this, it's so important to look and making sure that you're always presenting yourself every single time that you walk out the door. But do you ever feel like, Tommy, this is a question for you, do you ever feel like when you have to do that before you step out the door, how long does it take to get out of that? This is a pain in the ass period. Like, I still feel like it's so much of a chore to have to do it. I mean, it's a necessity, but how long does it take before you're just like, it's commonplace?
Well, I don't do it to the degree I used to, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
And now I cut my hair, so it always looks the same. It always looks perfect. And I love that.
That's why I cut my hair like this. It's always perfect.
Very consistent.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, and I have to know, like, especially, let's talk about the music a little bit, with working with Prince, specifically talking about the call outs. Michael, you've had a lot of call outs, and Tommy, you've had your fair share of call outs. We had this one here that we played obviously in the beginning.
Tommy Barbarella in the house.
Were you guys able to hear that?
Yep.
Okay.
Real loud.
So really real loud. I can pull it down, obviously. So that was that the first time that you had ever, that was the first time I had ever heard a call out, that was from Sexy MF from June of 1992. What was your reaction the first time that you heard yourself being called out?
There was actually more before that. There was
that's right.
Was it on Horny Pony or one of those? And we were doing the T to the O to the M to the M to the Y.
Yeah, but I'm saying he was kind of doing that. That was like Something Funky, This House Comes.
Yeah. And on Live for Love.
Live for Love, Go Tommy Go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also like what is it? Gangster Glam. Isn't it the style or something Godfather 3 meets Barbarella. Yeah. That's you and Jane.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll honestly say it's like at the time I didn't think much of it. But it wasn't, after he died, that kind of stuff hit me harder, where it was like, holy shit, I got a call out in a Prince song that, you know,
Many calls.
millions of people have heard, and he gave me a name. It's like that kind of stuff hit me so much harder after he died. Just the magnitude, the gravity of it. Like, wow, that's some shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Yes, sir.
that's some special shit. And I'd say I appreciate that and many other things a lot more now than I did then. Back then, we were all holding on by the seat of our pants. You know, it was you were along for the ride, and the ride was moving fast. And
Oh, yeah.
you were just trying to keep up, so you didn't think about it that much, you know.
Well, and before we go on to this is another call out. Before I want to ask this question, what's the story with this one?
Tommy Barbarella like it in the dark, but we like it.
Oh, that's from
That's
From
to whom it may concern.
yes, to whom it may concern. That was the other one. Yes.
Yeah. What is the story with the Tommy Barbarella likes it in the dark? What's the story with that?
I don't know.
You don't know. I thought there's got to be a story. Did Tommy say he likes it in the dark?
He gave me a name that is fun to play with as it rolls off the tongue, and I think Barbarella works in a lot of his rap kind of shout out talking ways where it was fun to play with. So I felt like it was like he just did that. I don't think there's any meaning. If there is, I have no idea what it is.
Okay, I just thought there might be a story there. And then, of course, the other one. You said there's so many of them.
Tommy Barbarella, turn it on.
There's just so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many of them.
Endorphin Machine.
Yeah, Endorphin Machine. That one was hidden. The first time I heard that, obviously, it was hidden on the CD-ROM, the video game that he had. And if you put that CD-ROM in an actual audio CD player, it was that Endorphin Machine was a hidden track on that CD-ROM. So you actually were able to listen to that song all by itself right on the CD-ROM. So if anybody still has that video game, it's on there. You put it in a regular audio. The first part is obviously data. You're not going to hear anything, but go to the second track and there's Endorphin Machine. But so did you ever go to your parents and just say, hey, look, Mom, that music worked out and I'm being called out here? When did they ever come around? When did they finally come around? Obviously they did.
My mom actually came to that show, that Glam Slam show that they released on film. My mom was at that show with a couple of my sisters, so she actually saw me there. But for them, it wasn't until I started playing with the Minnesota Orchestra, and before they died, they got to see me play at Orchestra Hall with the Minnesota Orchestra. And one of my first shows with them, it was an encore. We were doing Zorba the Greek, and Osmo was playing clarinet. Charles Lazar was playing trumpet. They were doing their thing, you know. And I had my mom's old accordion hidden under the piano, and I took it out and I put it on and I stood up and joined them in front of the stage, and the crowd just went crazy. And I could barely play this accordion. I'm like a one-handed accordion player, but I'm playing the lines with them. And my mom was in the crowd seeing me with the orchestra playing her accordion, and and then she died not that long after that. So it was like pretty cool. But that's, to them, it's like that's when I made it, when they saw me on the stage with the orchestra.
So it wasn't because it wasn't being on stage with a world famous and on tour with world famous. It was the orchestra. Okay,
that's what impressed them more. Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. Well, and it's good that they were able to see you be successful in chasing your dreams. I mean, that's just
they were proud of everything. My dad would always come over. He'd come into my studio and he'd always just start laughing. He's like, "This looks like NASA control in here." I'm like, look like you're flying a rocket ship or something in here.
See, my parents didn't have it. They knew it was the drums. You hit the thing with a stick. They didn't really care.
All right, let's get to some audience questions here, especially the ones that people have been putting online since yesterday and the day before. Chris Calzone Music asked, how does your hair still look so good when you don't have it? I guess he's saying when he doesn't have it. But for real, whose idea was it to put the smoke bomb on the end of the keytar?
It was Prince's.
So, yeah, they were all his ideas. I mean,
sure.
I had a tech named Stuart White, who was just a genius.
Oh, yeah.
Basically invented wireless MIDI. It didn't exist at the time. People had these keyboards, but you'd have to drag the chords with you. He developed a wireless MIDI thing, so it had like a wireless pack on it. So it's like, can we make it wireless? Done. Mm-hmm. And he's like, all right, the keys should really light up when you play them. Did that. Like, it should have lasers. So he put a laser in it. Yeah. And then it's like, it should have like a smoke bomb in it. So I
think it was like, he said, can you make it blow smoke? And Stuart was like, yes.
And Stuart was able, he just made it all happen. I have no idea how. But
wow. That's incredible. I can't even believe I have so many tech ideas and stuff in my head that, it's just amazing that is he still around, Stuart? Is he still
I kind of lost touch with him. He worked for Axl Rose for quite a while after that, for many years. In those years when Axl was kind of didn't go out. But he was working on stuff, and
great guy.
He said he enjoyed working for Axl Rose. He's really nice, and
I met him once. He's pretty cool. He's not, he didn't seem all crazy to me. Yeah. No crazier than Prince or Dave Ferner.
Right.
Which is still well.
All right, next audience question from Andrea Kober. Do you have any uncredited contributions to productions you worked on with Prince? If so, what are they? Everybody has tons of them.
Many. Go ahead, Barbarella.
So is there any one that kind of stings more than another? Let's put it that way.
Or you put yourself into it and nobody knows nothing.
Yeah, right. Or
I don't know. I mean, sorry, mostly it's just too bright.
Well, while he's making adjustments, what I can say from what I know from as many interviews as we've done, and this question has come up in the past, and Michael, you've referred to it many times as well, it's just like you get these jam sessions where you're just, everybody's just in the studio, everybody's contributing, everybody's doing things, and you're recording lots of stuff and you don't know what's going to happen with them. And the next thing you know, it appears on an album, and you were the one that contributed that particular keyboard part or that drum part or whatever. And it's just kind of the nature of the beast. But I guess it's a valid question. Like,
can I ask him something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Barbarella, are you reticent to discuss the situation with Girl 6? You don't want to get into it?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. So that's the thing. It's like
the ultimate.
The one song that I co-wrote with him was the title track for Girl 6, and I did a track in my apartment, gave it to him. He gave me the cassette back the next day. He's like, "Here's your song," and he had just layered vocals on top of my track, and it was Girl 6, and that happened, and it was like, oh, this is super cool. I got a co-write with Prince, and we went to the premiere in New York, and not Spike Lee's best movie, but still, it was a Spike Lee movie.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, then several years later, I get served with a lawsuit on that song from some dude who, it was like second or third time around on this lawsuit suing on that song, and he was suing Paisley Park, Prince, Rogers Nelson, Warner Brothers Records, Spike Lee, 40 Acres and a Mule, suing everybody. And Thomas Elm, my legal name. And it was like, okay. So anyway, I had to hire a lawyer. And
what was he suing you for? Was he saying that he wrote the song?
Yeah. And I heard the song that he claimed was a ripoff of. And honestly, I would say, yeah, he had a case. And it had nothing to do with my track. It was the vocal hook. It was very similar to the song that he claims it was lifted from. Now, I don't know exactly what happened, but having done a lot of work in jingles and the commercial world, usually clients will put a temp track in. It's like, we want something like this. So they'll put a temp thing in. And then we used to call it beat the demo, or don't get too close to the temp track so you don't get sued. You would write a track similar to that. And then have a musicologist sign off on it so you won't get sued. And when I heard that other song, it was like, huh, I bet they had that song in there as a temp track. And he heard it. And sometimes when you hear something, it subliminally gets in your head. And not that he was trying to copy it. Lord knows he didn't need to copy music. But it was similar in some aspects.
Chord progressions are really specifically more vocal.
The
It
phrasing?
was the vocal.
Like melodically or phrasing wise? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but that wasn't your contribution. That was Prince's contribution.
Right.
So, but there's no, you can't separate it basically, because
Well, yeah.
I mean, I is that what? How's the case
Didn't
now?
matter.
Is that still there, or?
No, I had to retain representation in Florida. Yeah, it cost me a ton of money. Everyone else, it was Warner Brothers. It was Prince, Paisley Park. Everyone else had their own lawyers. I was on my own, and at the time. Yeah, so it was pretty bitter. So certainly ate up any of the money I made on the song. So
yeah.
Oh, so he won. So he won.
You.
So did he win the case, or was it just the attorney fees that ate you alive?
It got thrown out. It got thrown out eventually.
Okay.
But yeah, my attorney's fees were ridiculous, and
God,
so yeah,
man.
that was a bad taste, and then he died like shortly after that shit went down, and then I kind of forgot about it. For obvious reasons, it was like, oh, now it doesn't matter anymore, and yeah, money's gone, but yeah, so that was the one time I did get my credit.
Yeah. And
it didn't end up so well.
And it wasn't so good. Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man.
Well, you asked.
Well, yeah, I did, but I didn't know about that
doozy.
specific. You sparked that one. That wasn't on me. You said, "Hey, can you go in?"
I just asked him if he was willing to discuss it because I knew he had. I'd be mad as a. So
Yeah.
I didn't know whether he wanted to get it.
Yeah.
No, and it's good. I mean, it's a good story to hear because it's also a cautionary tale as well. I'd imagine.
Steve 858 says karma is undefeated.
Well,
I love it.
and this wasn't the first time I got called in on a copyright thing. There were others. I think. What's the one where I Hate You?
You got called in on that?
I got called in and I Hate You. They literally put the I Hate You sheet music in front of me. Like, can you read music? They made me play it. They had brought in a keyboard, I think, if I'm remembering correctly.
What, this is like a deposition or something? Okay.
Yeah, it was just a deposition, and he got sued a lot for that stuff. People I was trying to...
so you weren't a co-writer on that song.
It really
they
had
were just
nothing to do.
A material witness or what? Not well, whatever they call it. Yeah, okay. Just build the case. Yeah, okay. Wow, that sucks. All right, let's get to happier stuff.
Listen, wait a minute, because I don't know how much time Barbarella is going to give us. You've had plenty of time with my brother here.
Oh, go ahead.
Now, I want to make
all about it, brother.
I want to
save
me
me
some points here because somebody said earlier. I saw in the comments somebody mentioned the fact that Barbarella and Fink were both at the Hopkins Center for the Arts Show. playing with, the band known now as Revelation. Like that's important. Like, I mean, we were talking about
together.
all the other, the ways in which people have been territorial and divisive and, sometimes disloyal and so on and so forth, and that's really what Revelation is about. That right there, the fact that Tommy and Fink have never worked before together, but are now working together in a band also with me, I guess I always kind of, well, Tommy, you and I we've been getting it in for many years. You followed me in and out of various successes and failures over the years. So I love you for that, brother, because you have been by my side, man. But
been many places.
Yeah, we've been many places. We laughed a lot, and and we got messed over a lot. But we still here and doing it, enjoying it, But I was going to say about Revelation, is that there is somebody pointed it out to me after a rehearsal. Actually, I think it was actually Ashley, because we get bent out of shape when things don't go correctly. Like, we're from the school of perfectionism, So I mean, we aspire, even though yes, exactly, Alice, or whatever your name is actually. Yes, that's the reason for Revelation, is to bring down all those walls and all the crosstalk and whatnot. We're trying to create a unifying platform. We want everybody, because we're all dealing with some level of trauma from this event, that took over our lives for a few years in some cases, And I think I've found a lot of cathartic, like, value in it, like playing the music without the pressure, without the trauma, without your check or your job being dangled in front of you. It's a different experience.
Yeah.
Well,
and I think, like, to think about it, I kind of think of it all before he died and after he died, just because it just feels so different after he died. And the fact that we were all part of this thing, in this movement, in this Minneapolis sound thing, where it's like, this will never happen again. Music has changed so much. The kind of thing that we were all a part of, it's like, it's really special. And those of us who are still here to honor it and share it, it's like, why wouldn't we? With the few years we got left here,
right?
It's like, celebrate
fourth
it,
quarter, mid-50s now.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh,
yeah, it's not fun. I mean, it is, but I think I'm enjoying this part of my life. The mid-50s are, I feel pretty comfortable. I feel pretty stable. I mean, I think it's been a pretty good time. Not as good as the 80s, but it's still good.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It's just, we played, as we played this weekend together, and I was thinking to myself earlier how much satisfaction I still get from just playing with Tommy, G Sharp, Lick Tide, JB. I mean, it's a little crew of people who really love music and give everything they've got to it when they're playing it. I'm very fortunate to have maintained these alliances over the years. It makes things a lot easier to cope with in these later days.
Yeah, I'm always so pleased as punch to see when you guys are sharing the stage together, whether it's doing your own thing, or Nick Jonas in the administration, or the together shows, or whatever it is. Yeah. It's just always good to be able to see just the bands, the musicians still playing and still doing it. I mean, that's what it's about, man. There's a lot of people sitting on the bench complaining about what's going on. They're not doing nothing about it.
Mm-hmm. You got to get in. You got to get on the field if you want to talk to me. That's where I'm at.
Let's see. We got to hand a few more questions, and then we'll cut Tommy loose. I want to be respectful of his time, obviously.
But listen, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just feel like we've taken enough questions. I need Tommy to tell us something about exactly. Thank you, Olga. I was just going to ask Tommy if you put up that question at 8:17. Says Kismet. God is always getting involved. You just got to pay attention. Olga Hernandez at 8:17. Yes.
Yep, got it.
Please, Barbarella, tell the world.
Okay. And for those listening on Spotify and iHeartRadio, the question is, it's from Olga Hernandez. Can Tommy talk about his project he has created with his beautiful daughter? That's the question.
Yeah, absolutely. So my oldest daughter lives with a condition called Williams syndrome. And she's Williams syndrome. People with Williams syndrome have a very deep affinity for music.
What is Williams syndrome, if I may ask?
It's a genetic condition you're born with. Much like I sometimes describe it as the inverse of autism in some ways. People with Williams syndrome it's very unique characteristics. They're very social. Some things are very difficult for them. However, it's hard to describe in a quick way, but she's anyway. So she loves music, loves musicals. Has always had a little harder time fitting in at school, that kind of thing. When she started middle school, it was a little tougher. We would always gather on the piano, sing songs and stuff. So around this time, I started. I'd just be playing music at the piano, just improvising. And she'd start singing. I'd be like, "Do that again," and she would do it. And I'd go, keep going. And I'd like take it to a B section. She'd go right with me. And he'd weave these melodies in. And it was like, this sounds like a song. And had this incredible ability to just improvise songwriting on the spot like that. So I started recording them. And, she loved theater, musical theater, never got a very big part. So I'm like, you know what? Let's write our own musical. And, we just started writing all these songs, and discovered when I started listening to what she was saying, and she was just babbling. It was making up stuff on the spot, but sometimes these hooks were strong. And started listening to what she was saying, and she was talking about her day at school. She was talking about the struggle she was having in middle school, adjusting, how people were mean to her, all the stuff. And so we just kept going with these songs. COVID hit, so we just kept writing. The way we wrote the songs was really the special part. So we had all these songs. We didn't really have a storyline. I mean, they kind of told the story about a kid in middle school. We didn't want it to be just a TYA, Theater for Young Audience show, where it's just something at a children's theater young people see. We wanted to make a bigger statement. We'd always say Mean Girls meets Dear Evan Hansen, something with some meat on the bone, something for adults. So we connected with a writer in Chicago who suggested putting more of my story in the song, into the story, my backstory, my history. Because the whole time I'd always talk to her about, I didn't feel like I fit in either. I never fit in. I was always different too, and talked about Prince, how it's like, Prince was really different too. He didn't really fit in either, True. He made it okay to be different. He made it cool to be different. So these were things I always would tell her. And so we started integrating all of that into the story. So it's about a father and a daughter, and helping her get through middle school. But
is this it here? Is this it here that I'm going straight? The Girl Who Cried Different?
Yeah. So this was a reading. We did our first workshop reading of it at Yellow Tree Theater in Osseo. Shout out to Austin Van Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her theater. We did another one earlier this summer at Ithaca College. And yeah, it's going places. It's the real deal. It's a story that it's just trying to something that everyone can relate to. You know, it deals with issues of balancing career and parenting a child with a disability, imposter syndrome, all this stuff. So that said, it's complicated. It's a hard story to write. So we're revising, we're keep messing with it and changing things. So it's my passion project. It's my life's work. It's like, if I leave nothing else to this world, I want to leave that. The whole point of it is to be kind to people. And hoping to leave the world a better place. So that's probably a really bad explanation of it, but
well, what's the best way that people can actually support this project? I mean, is there books to purchase, songs to purchase? What's the best way they can help?
We're still working on it. We're still writing it. We're still revising it, workshopping it, talking about doing another workshop reading out in New York in January, perhaps. But at this point, it's like we're still trying to get it right. So yeah, that's what it is. Awesome. It's amazing. It's like, it's, you know, obviously something you can do with your kid that is a big project for the world. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, you said your oldest, how many daughters do you have?
2. So she's the middle child. Our son is 28. Marielle is 19. Mia's 17. So.
Oh, nice. You're a little bit of a girl dad. Yeah. Girl dad power.
Oh, yeah.
Girl dad power for sure. Oh, thanks for sharing that. Now, is that the best place that people can find more information? Is that website that I just showed? Or is there some other place that they can go?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll put stuff out there as
okay,
as it comes up, really. You know, the joke is, it's like the next thing we do, I'm not going to tell anybody about, because to do a reading of something, it's nice to have your family and friends and supporters there, but you're not getting honest feedback. So
right. Mm-hmm.
The next one we do, we want it to be you know, something not for family and friends.
So. Yeah, it's yeah. Sometimes you got to keep parts of your life private. Just got to keep it.
Well, I mean,
out of the mix, so you can not be judged along the way.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think what Barbarella is trying to say is that you very rarely get constructive criticism from your loved ones, because they want to see you do well, and sometimes that means, you know, they are dealing with their own perception of you. You know.
Yeah, it's really been it's been interesting. It's like I didn't know it'd be this hard. It's like, you know, it's not a simple story we're trying to tell, and we're trying to do something unique, something different. You know, this is not we had the simple storyline. We had the girl gets bullied at school. She stands up to the bullies, and in the end, she kisses the boy, and everyone's happy. We had that story. We're trying to do something a little different. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
there's so many things that have fallen into place with it. There's been some generous financial supporters that, I don't know. It's like these things happen and it's like, okay, I guess we're supposed to go with this. Let's keep going with this. We're supposed to do this. Yeah. So
great.
Outside of this project, what do you have coming up here musically where people might be able to catch it? What's the next thing you got going on that's hitting?
You the hardest working man in show business.
Yeah, it's got hard to keep up.
About that. It's a little of this, a little of that. I'm in talks with some people about doing some orchestration for this Glenn Campbell orchestra show, which I'm kind of excited about. Arranging and writing for orchestra has become something I really love to do. And, since the Prince days, everything, my whole career, is like I've tried to keep reaching farther and doing different things, the musical. I worked with Minnesota Orchestra, the scoring work I've done. It's like, I just keep trying to grow and do different things. So that's where I've always come from.
Well, I do have one more final question for me. Tom, Michael may have other ones, but I wanted to know if you were aware that somebody was pushing this on trying to get a Lego to make a Gold Experience, a Gold Experience Lego kit. Because apparently on the Lego website, you can actually go and you can propose different Lego sets, and they have a whole entire Gold Experience one and obviously if you get a lot of votes, Lego may actually consider it. And just so you know, this is something that somebody is really proposing. They have one that's got a Maite angle and everything else. And if you go to funkatopia.com/Lego, LEGO, obviously, FUNKATOPIA.com/Lego, it takes you right to the page where somebody is proposing this Lego set. Have you seen this thing yet?
No. But my only question is, why isn't the keyboard purple? It's like blue.
It's a good. There you go.
It's literally like called the purple axe.
There you go.
Other than that,
yeah. Well, I think you can actually go to this page and actually give them comments and stuff. And I think your comment probably would hold a little bit of weight. Same with you, Michael. I think that you guys can make comments about.
Well, I just sent you. I sent it to your phone though. I sent you. Dave Perner's kid built me out of Legos back in 2005, and I use it as my avatar for like 10 years on social media. You see the one I sent you?
I'm gonna look to pull it up right now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's real life. Like the kid, like one day, Eli was like, "Dad, what'd you do with Michael Bland?" He was like, "Michael Bland?" He's like, "Yeah, the Lego with the. That's it." Porter sends me that picture. He's like, "Dude, I swear it's you." I'm like, I swear it's me. Yes,
that's amazing, dude.
Isn't it? That's amazing. Me, man.
That is.
Those are stock parts. The kid just happened to have them in the set. But see, Barbarella is special. They'll need custom parts for Barbarella. That hair, there's no hair. See, there's no hair that can compare.
I think somebody had at one point in time, and I know I posted this before, that somebody had a Lego set of Morris Day and the Time. I had at one point in time, they were all standing. It was the scene from them in the back of the album where they're standing in front of the brick wall, and somebody had made a Lego version of that. I was
really?
Like, that's incredible.
I bet that's hot, man.
That was hot. That's hot. Here's my youngest daughter that's coming into the fray right now.
Well, all right.
It's like a little bit.
Hey.
That in the mix.
How are you?
Fantastic. Well, I don't know what you're handing me. What are you handing? It's from Burger King. I'm good.
it might be some syrup. You sure that's not syrup?
Syrup. That's all right.
Sipping on some syrup.
What is that?
Strawberry lemonade.
Oh, it's just regular straw. Okay, all right. We got a show to do. Thanks. Mike, you got any? Yes, that's Jaden, by the way. She occasionally will drop in. That she's part of the Funkatopia family, obviously. Yeah. You got any more lingering questions, Michael, for Tommy?
No, I just wanted to make sure because I feel like I know you got to go, Rella. The mattress is probably calling your name. I bet you've been up all day, man.
It's calling.
Someone pounding on the door out there. Oh, it's Robbie.
Oh boy. Oh, is he in town?
Yeah, he just got in.
All right, on man. Little Rob.
He's trying to grill in the dark out there.
Okay,
it's grilling. That's a song right there. Grilling in the dark.
Grilling in the dark.
Ever since Italy, we've been on Italian dinner times here at this house. It's like
okay, on the late night.
Yeah, dinner at 9, dinner at 10. It's like I'm not really a fan anymore.
I got you.
I think that's what's going on here.
I see.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say,
it's all good, man. I mean, he and I mean, we've had this dialogue is going to continue for the rest of our days. We don't have to do it here.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But I just have to say thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I want to be respectful of your time, but it has been such an honor to have you on. I've been trying to get you on for a while now. I think sometimes you probably get like dozens and dozens and dozens of emails every single day. But I forgot to think I should just have Michael ask. A little bit more of a direct connection. It's like a better link.
He can be persuasive.
Can I? Really?
Nobody wants to say no to you, Michael.
That's nice to know. That's nice to know, man. You don't know what people.
Now you're going to question it every time, though. Do they really want to say yes, or are they just saying yes because they're scared of me or something?
No, Barbarella, you know me as well as anybody. You know I am no one to fear, man. I say what I mean what I say, and I play what I feel. That's it. That's all I am, man. You know that. Am I lying?
Epitaph right there.
That's the. I did not just put the period.
That's a big ass
period. I did. I just said some mess about myself, didn't I?
That's a lot of chiseling on that.
All right. Well, damn. Go ahead, Michael Blair. Talk about yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a warm round of applause for Tommy Barbarella, man. Thank you so much, man.
God bless you, man. We really appreciate it. Yes, thank you so much for joining us.
Make sure you head to Facebook, Instagram, all those things, and look up Tommy Barbarella. He's easy to find on socials, and he normally posts the next things that he's doing. I mean, you guys aren't collabing on any shows coming up?
The Revelation is the only thing we're working on together right now. I mean, other than, Urban Classic, every time I play that Earth, Wind, and Fire music, Barbarella is right there. Nice. Whenever we play the Pure Soul music, Barbarella is right there.
Yeah, the next Urban Classic show was September 29th. Right?
No, do you remember? It's going to be September 21st.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
At a nightclub called Crooners that we like to frequent and hang out. It holds about 160 people. Easy to fill. Nice sounding room. We got it dialed down, man. We get in there, we get out. It's always a good time.
And Tommy, you're gonna be there.
I'll be there.
Man,
I'll be there. There is one that's it's a little ways out, but it's kind of a Tommy Barbarella show at the Capri Theater, November 15th, I think. It's a Saturday, maybe 16th. It's actually Saturday and Sunday. I'm doing it's kind of a tribute to Joe Sample, to kind of my biggest influences as a keyboardist. Joe Sample, Ramsey Lewis, and George Duke.
Where is that going to be? Oh, at the Capri, you said?
At the Capri.
Okay.
November 15th.
Nice. They're calling it Sample This.
Yes. I might have to sneak and see that, man. That sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, kind of where I live when I play.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
great.
It's an honor to have you here once again. A big round of applause to Tommy.
Thank you so much, brother. That's right.
And
the sexy enchilada.
Yeah.
Strong J.
Strong J. Strong J, everybody. Strong J, right? Strong J.
Strong J.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you thanks so much, Tommy. I'll obviously get some loves up here.
Yeah.
A little bit of here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And
guess they're coming up right on. You can't see any of those.
Kids. Okay.
I'm seeing them.
Okay, and of course there's a lot of there's a ton of them. But also, and thank you so much for Kirky J stopping in, and Dwayne Two Dolls came in, and Damon D's in here. Yeah, nice.
Sure.
Truth be told, Kirk reminded me about this yesterday. I forgot. I had forgotten. I mean, it was on my calendar. I wouldn't have really forgot, but I was texting with Kirk, and he's like, "You got an interview tomorrow night." I'm like, "Oh, that's right."
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about plant-based protein powders and whatnot. So
I see. But didn't I tell you? I told you, Mr. Christopher, if you don't stay on Barbarella, you'll slip through the cracks because he's about what's happening now.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're the hardest working man in show
business.
Tell me
what I need to know. Yeah. When is it? What time? Whose baby is that? What's your angle? I'll buy that.
Whose baby is that?
Whose baby is that?
That's a Flintstones reference. It was like when he was Fred Flintstone was an executive, and that's all he would say. Whose baby is that? What's your angle? I'll buy that. And then he'd hang up the phone.
I don't remember that. I'm gonna have to check that. I don't remember Flintstones being that in.
Yeah, he was like J.R. Got Rocks. He was like a millionaire. Like he got switched with a millionaire. Like
your memory of the most random shit.
I'm a living cartoon character, man.
He remembered the character name, the dialogue. What episode and season was that, Michael?
It's all broken up here, man.
Yeah.
My manifold's been busted my whole life.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
My frontal lobes have been on vacation.
Tommy, thank you so much again, brother. Please stay in touch.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, have a good one.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Tommy Barbarella.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
All right, we finally got him now.
Yeah, we got him on, man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday. Thank you again to Tommy Barbarella for joining us, and we will see you guys next Tuesday, or maybe not. We'll let you know. You know how we roll here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you later. I am your host, Mr. Christopher. This is Michael Bland. Thank you, Tommy. I see you in the green room. Appreciate it, brother. Adios, man. See y'all.
Peace.